Tonight on Denver 7 News at 10, weather whiplash. Temperatures plunge as snow moves in from the mountains. How much accumulation we'll see in the metro.
Plus, finally on their way home.
This is very, very tough for me to be in the position I am right now, relaying this information.
Deputies recover the bodies of backcountry skiers caught in an avalanche. Tonight, friends and neighbors are paying their respects.
And a family desperate for answers after a deadly shooting in Denver.
When you know someone has so much potential to bring something positive to the world, it's like, now he can't.
Their plea to stop the violence after a 16-year-old's life is cut short. What a difference a few hours makes. The unseasonably warm day took a nosedive into cold and snow this evening.
As you can see, snow piling up in the mountains. We have wet roads here in downtown Denver. And yes, some snow accumulating in the metro and beyond.
And if you do have to drive, please take care. The mountain roads are particularly ugly right now. Welcome to Denver 7 News at 10. I'm Shannon Ogden.
Good evening. I'm Ann Trujillo. We thank you for joining us on this Weather Action Day.
So right to our chief meteorologist, Mike Nelson. Mike, not expecting a lot of snow in the metro, but these temperatures could make for a dicey commute in the morning.
And it's a combination of the warm weather earlier and the cold to come, because we were in the 60s, even 70s on the eastern plains earlier, down to 38 right now in Denver, on our way to the low 20s by morning. Cold front has moved through the area. Winter storm warnings, avalanche warnings in effect in the mountains to the west of the Denver area for tonight. But it's the areas just to the south and east of downtown that have really been hammered with this snow, moving across Douglas County and heading down toward the Larkspur area over into Elbert County. Some reports around the Castle Rock area of 3 to 4 inches of snow from this storm. And what that's going to mean is the snow over the southeast metro, slick roads in the morning, much better conditions to the north of Denver, but it's on the south side. It's going to be really tough, and that's where our CB Cotton is right now in Castle Rock. CB?
Thanks, Mike. Well, just as you said, we're south of Denver here in Castle Rock, where snowfall has really started to pick up in the past few hours. It's crazy to think that we were in the 60s in some parts of the front range earlier today, but now temperatures continue to drop, and we're already seeing CDOT plows, several of them here on I-25, working to clear out any accumulation. There's not too many cars on the roadways, but the ones that are out appear to be taking it slower to stay safe. For your morning commute, you're going to want to leave early with plenty of time to get where you need to go, because of course, as temperatures drop, any snow that falls could turn into dangerous ice. Of course, before you head out the door, you want to check in with our traffic guru Jason Luber, and meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo, who will keep you up to date on all the traffic conditions. We're out here live in Castle Rock. CB Cotton, Denver 7.
All right, be safe out there, CB. Thank you. Tonight, people in Eagle are mourning the loss of 3 men caught in an avalanche Monday between Silverton and Ophir.
Just in the last 2 hours, the San Juan County Sheriff's Department says its operation to recover the missing skiers is now complete. Strong winds today kept the helicopters grounded. Crews had to go into that avalanche area with a snowcat.
One of the men is Mayor Pro Tem of the town of Eagle, Andy Jessen, as well as Eagle City Council member Adam Palmer and Seth Bossum.
Confirming the identities of the men this evening, Eagle's mayor called on neighbors to support the families and respect their need for privacy right now.
There's pros and cons of living in a small town. And certainly, one of them is you get to know your neighbor. And by doing that, we have a history here in Eagle of rolling up our sleeves, helping each other in every way.
Crews say the bodies have been recovered but still need to be flown out by helicopter when the weather improves. Deputies are asking everyone to avoid the Ophir Pass area. Now, in just the last half hour, Governor Polis shared his condolences, saying in a statement, those tragically lost in this avalanche were pillars of their community, public servants and friends to many. My thoughts are with their families, friends, and the Eagle County community.
We're following some breaking news out of El Paso County. 3 people are dead in a quadruple shooting at a home on Loomis Street. That's on the south side of the city, just north of Fort Carson. A 4th victim was rushed to the hospital, condition unclear at this hour. We're also still working to learn whether police are still looking for a shooter. Stay with Denver 7 as we get new information.
Tonight, a Denver family is reeling after a 16-year-old with big dreams had his life cut short in a fatal shooting.
And as the family struggles through this grief, they are clear on one thing: this violence has to stop.
Here is Denver 7's Sloan Dickey.
Forever 16.
Forever just a boy.
We lost him a month before his birthday.
Forever remembered in these photographs. Happy,
Very loving, very kind,
and full of life.
had a lot of aspirations.
But 16-year-old Zay Abram was taken way too soon, shot and killed in the same place as this photograph.
This is where he died. This is where they found him dead. This is the last memory. And even then, you see the smile.
His family now in mourning.
We just got to stop this violence. We got to stop it.
Denver police say Zay was killed on January 26th. It's not clear what led up to the shooting. They only say he died from multiple gunshot wounds. A suspect is still on the run.
This is a forever thing. This is not something that's going to go away tomorrow.
Zay talked about becoming a pilot one day, maybe even an architect.
It's two shocks. One is shock that this is real, and then the other is the financial shock.
This family is now asking for your help to ease some of their suffering.
Every little bit helps, and we're thankful.
Help to give Zay a proper burial.
My sister has conveyed to me that she wants justice, but her main concern right now is to put her son to rest properly.
At rest, forever remembered. Forever 16. Sloan Dickey, Denver7.
Well, new tonight at 10, Denver7 Investigates has learned a fourth person will likely face charges in connection with that deadly house fire that killed the Senegalese family in August. According to a source in the courtroom today, the sister of 16-year-old Kevin Boy helped her brother deal drugs. Now, Tanya Boy is 23 years old. Sources tell Denver7 she directed her brother in the drug deals, who to sell to, how much. And we're also learning that Tanya Boy was a suspect in a 2016 arson. Now, in this case, her brother and two other teenagers are accused of burning down the wrong home. The two 16-year-olds are being tried as adults. A 15-year-old is being prosecuted as a juvenile for now.
Tonight, we are getting a clearer picture of who is spreading coronavirus. A new study finds the vast majority of cases are coming from people aged 20 to 49. Research published in the journal Science shows that age group is responsible for more than 70% of coronavirus cases. Fewer than 10% of cases came from people ages 10 to 19, and then kids 9 and under account for fewer than 5% of cases. The researchers say school reopenings did not significantly boost coronavirus death numbers. And while most cases are spread by those in that 20 to 49-year age group, it's people 65 and older who are hardest hit. That age group makes up more than 80% of U.S. deaths.
And that's one of the reasons why Colorado is making such a sustained effort to vaccinate those 70 and older. And this weekend, National Jewish Health will host a vaccine clinic at St. Cajetan Catholic Church in Denver for people 70 and older. So the plan is to reach neighborhoods where vaccine distribution is lagging right now. This one runs Friday through Sunday. You can either call the numbers on your screen to reach the office of State Rep Serena Gonzalez Gutierrez or State Senator Julie Gonzalez to arrange your appointment. Saturday's mass vaccine clinic at the National Western Stock Show is also already fully booked, but there is some encouraging news tonight. For the very first time, the number of Americans who got the shot is greater than the total number of cases reported in the U.S. The Department of Health and Human Services says more than 27 million Americans received the first vaccine dose, compared to 26.5 million who tested positive.
Now, it will take months to get a vaccine to everyone who wants one. And in the meantime, fast, accurate testing can help us stay ahead of any outbreaks. And now Colorado Congresswoman Diana DeGette is pushing for a new plan to ramp up testing across the nation. The Tests Act, as it's called, would send funding to labs, allowing them to buy new equipment that can run thousands of COVID tests at a time. The plan also calls for boosting testing in rural and underserved regions by offering grants to hospitals and doctors that provide same-day testing.
Coloradans are feeling the pandemic's effects financially, but also physically and psychologically. And there's a new project helping to track the virus and its ripple effects. The Colorado School of Public Health developed this new web dashboard. So alongside virus numbers in each region, it tracks things like diabetes, heart disease, suicide rates, unemployment filings, even education rates and insurance. The creators say it can help leaders make decisions in the moment, as well as developing plans to help our state rebound.
Some pretty unsettling pictures from a Home Depot in Boulder. Police are trying to find these men. Take a look after they stole from the store and then sprayed a worker with bear spray. This all happened yesterday afternoon at the Home Depot on 29th Street. Workers noticed the two men walking out with a cart full of power tools they did not pay for. And when they tried to stop the men then sprayed the workers and then took off in a Subaru Legacy. So if you know who they are, please just call police. And tonight, a Lafayette care center says it will bring in grief counselors for residents and staff after a fatal shooting this morning. Police say 95-year-old Okie Payne shot a worker. This was around 7 o'clock this morning at the center on Winnetka Parkway. He told police the man owed him money. Well, the Legacy at Lafayette released a statement in the last hour saying they have a gun policy and that firearms are prohibited on site. They also say the priority now is to provide comfort and care after this, what they call this senseless act. Payne, by the way, is facing charges including murder.
All right, now to the latest on the coronavirus relief talks. President Biden says he is considering a plan that limits who will receive direct payments. The president said, though, he is standing firm on his promise of $1,400 checks. Republicans have proposed $1,000 checks. But President Biden is signaling he's willing to consider a Republican suggestion to limit who can receive payments to individuals making less than $50,000 a year and those making in households up to $75,000.
Coming up on Denver7 News at 10, quality care right around the corner.
My heart was more into not just surviving as a business, but also doing and giving back.
The innovative approach at this Aurora business working to boost healthcare access for communities of color.
Plus, staying safe in the backcountry, the upgrade skiers can expect at the summit of Vail Pass.
And tracking snowfall up and down the Front Range, what to expect for tomorrow's commute, and how long before temperatures start to rise again.